What's up, people? Sorry, it's freaking hot as heck out. I'm not gonna complain though. Being where I'm from, it's snowing. So I'm in south of Atlanta in Georgia right now, heading to Kentucky on this load I picked up in Florida today. This video is about, but I was explaining to you why I have no shirt on. It's too hot, and I have my windows in the back down, but I don't like to idle my truck, man. I do have an APU, electric APU, but it don't work very good, especially when it's really hot out, and I don't feel like fixing it. So, and I like to save on fuel. You burn a lot of fuel, and you put wear on your engine. These engines are meant for, hauling heavy, hauling loads and being under a load and not sitting there idle for hours and hours. I never really understood that, how guys do that. Even when I didn't drive for myself, I probably idled more than I should have, than I do definitely now. Sometimes you have to, like in the winter, but in extreme heat. But this video is about, I just generated my quarterly one. Well, I'm doing IFTA right now. I gotta have that submitted soon, my international fuel taxes. But in doing so, I generated my profit and loss report. So as you know, I started my business late last year, and so this is my first full quarter as an owner-op. And as you know, I do lease on, so I do pay a percentage to the company I lease on. I book all my own freight. Some of you may not know that, but anyways, my Q1 report is in, and I left a screenshot of that if you want to just kind of check that out. I was going to screen share and go through the accounting software that I use, which is Rigbooks. You can go to rigbooks.com. They're all over Overdrive magazine and all over. The owner, I actually have talked to him on the phone a couple of times. He's a real cool guy. His parents were truckers. They own their own trucking business for years and years, and he grew up watching them and struggle with accounting and tax time and all that good stuff. So he was a computer whiz, and when he got older, he built a software this Rigbooks for his family, for his parents, and they loved it, and they used it for their fleet, and they grew. And then he started selling it to other people. So I use it. I know there's a lot of other software out there that are good, but I personally, for me, this works. But my Q1 report, I'll go through that real quick. Let me pull it up real quick, because I don't want to. So I did $80,000 in revenue from January till end of March. Actually $79,114.09. Let's just say 80,000 because it sounds cooler, right? And that was dealing with the down market too, man. So I feel like that's pretty good. My expenses were high, man. So as you know, if you watch any of my other videos, right out the gate when I bought this truck, I was having issues. It is a ProStar with the Max Force. I had EGR issues, causing it to overheat, losing time on the road, downtime, tow bills, and then all that good stuff. So that hurt. But so between the EGR cooler, I got to make a video. I just got 2 new drives, and you guys are probably gonna judge me for this, but I actually went with the Love's Vantage Max recaps, and I've always kind of been against recaps. Like, I haven't ever heard much good come from them, but I heard some really good stuff on how Love's does their recaps now, and they're pretty damn good. And they were cheaper, and I had a tire that was down to the wire basically, and she was starting to make noise, rumbling noise in the sleeper, and I didn't really feel like blowing a tire out on the road and then having to have a tow truck coming or whatever, a tire guy come and put it on there and charge me double. So I went and got 2 new drives. That was like 600 and something bucks, which isn't bad. And so I had EGR cooler, the tires. What else did I just do? Man, I'm having a brain fart. I just had like a $5,300 repair with the after treatment. So I got a new DPF filter, a new DOC, and then all the gaskets and all that stuff. I swear there's more, you know. And then all my PMs, I got it in between. When I first got the truck, I was getting at 10,000 miles, and then I started getting at like 12 to 15. So you got all my. So, anyways, back to my profit and loss report. So, 80,000 in revenue, $34,831 in expenses. That's too much. I gotta get that down. It's my first quarter in business in trucking, though, as my own owner. Profit is $44,282. So in 3 months, I profited $44,000. I ran too many miles, 46,677. I was chasing the miles, man, because the rates sucked. And this is another thing that killed me: fuel. I spent $20,000 and 718 cents on fuel. That's way too much. My fuel mileage average was 5.74. I was telling you guys in, I think, the last video after I had got that new DPF and DOC replaced, that I'm getting great fuel mileage now, and I'm like seeing like double, almost, not double, but significant difference in my fuel, how long it lasts and how many miles I get. And it's just, it's really nice on the pocketbook. And but that whole first quarter, I did not. I had a bad DOC and DPF. Dang, look at those Army trucks. I should have switched the camera. Those are so cool, man. Damn. Those look like new age Army trucks. I've never seen them like that, man. Anyways, a guy in a flatbed, step deck, hauling a couple Army trucks. And they're freaking different from anything I've ever seen. But anyways, so 80,000 in revenue, 35,000 in expenses, and 44,000 in profit. I ran 46,000 miles. 5.74 was my average fuel mileage, which is now significant, pretty significant for me, different. And my fuel expenses were 20,000, almost 21. So I expect quarter two to be a lot better in expenses, as I got that fuel mileage corrected more. And that's what we do in business, man. But for my first full quarter, I feel like I've done pretty well, considering I've had 9,000 of that 34,000 in total expenses. 9,000 of it went to repairs in the first quarter of me doing in business. That's something that you don't want. And I hope you guys, if any of you are like thinking about buying a truck and getting, going out on your own, and I really do. All those guys talk about having a cushion and don't just start with nothing. Have a cushion, man. Have a nice little maintenance fund set aside at least, or a credit card, and because when these suckers break down, man, it's absolutely miserable. It stresses you out. You learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about business when that happens. So if that's your only choice to get into owner op, and you buy a truck, you use all your money, I'm warning you, be very careful, man, because I don't want to see any of you guys go out of business. I've been pretty fortunate, as the first couple of repairs I had the dealer repair, but I did not have a warranty. And that's another thing: buy a warranty. Have a maintenance fund and buy a warranty. Have a nice credit card. Get into this if you can. That's a perfect world, but if you can, get into this with a nice chunk, a nice chunk of money stacked away, and do it right, man. But that's my quarter one. I hope you guys like this. I used, again, Rigbooks.com. You can see it in the picture where you see the Q1 report in the headline or whatever. But yeah, check them out, Rigbooks.com. They're pretty sweet, man. Helps me out a lot. It's going to help out a lot for tax time, and just helps me stay in control of my business on a daily basis. You know, adding all my fuel expenses, all my repairs and maintenance, you know, scale to everything. You know, that way it tax, like, not just tax time, but like I said, I know my business, what it's doing on a daily basis, and that's I feel like that's pretty powerful. So you can use any of like Truck Logics or Trucking Office. You know, I'm sure there's a plethora of others, but Rigbooks is pretty legit, man. And I like, you can talk to the owner, you know, and it's just, it works for me for now. So we'll see. That's my Q1, man. So 44,000 in profit. There are some things on there that I do need to put in, like scale tickets and stuff, and like a couple $200-ish repair, you know, maintenance things that are in my drawer that I need to still upload that I have not. So that will bring that profit down a little bit, but it's still pretty close to that. Like, it's probably going to be more like 38,000 or 40,000 for Q1 profit after everything. So you do the math, you know. That's granted everything. I'm gonna, you know, I didn't take as much time off. I ran really hard, and I intend to do kind of that the whole year. But you know, I'm still home a lot of the weekends, and if I'm not, I'm home for like 4 days, if I stay out for 2 weeks. So all in all, man, I'm definitely gonna be in the 6 figures. So that's a blessing. I feel really happy about that. I just got to learn, you know, I'm still learning about my business and my truck and how to profit in the trucking business and keep your expenses down. You know, going slower is something that I'm working on because it really does affect. I know I said before, like, you can get somewhere faster, but and going up the hills, it sucks with a heavy load, but you know, what's more important is that your business is profitable. So I'm working on going slower and you know, putting more money in my pocket when it comes to fueling up. And then you know, just there's still a couple things. Oh, I just bought a, this is kind of not for this video, but well, I guess it's nothing cool, but instead of like being double charged, like if I were to go to Speedco and have, so I have an oil leak, right? It's very gradual, it's minimal. I'm not too worried about it. I never lose much, but I'm pretty positive it's coming from the oil pan gasket. So above your oil pan, you have a gasket that it like whatever it goes to the block, and there's a big ass gasket or whatever that goes in between that. And I believe that's where my little drip is coming from, because I'll wake up sometimes after driving all day, and then I'll go to sleep and I'll wake up and there'll be a little puddle in that vicinity. And if it was the rear main seal, which it still could be, I would imagine there would be a lot more oil. So anyways, I went and spent $200 on this part. Yeah, you probably, oil pan gasket from International dealer on the road. I hit them up. So I got this, and next time I get my PM, which is usually at Speedco's or, you know, Loves, but generally Speedco, I'm gonna have them put this on, because I just don't have the time. Like, I'm not very mechanical, and I'd rather do other things, and I do my real estate too, and then hang out with my kid and my wife when I'm home. So I don't really, you know, I'd rather pay someone to do it, you know. So I'm gonna get that next time I do a PM, and hopefully that'll cure my little oil deal. But there's my Q1, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and again, if you like what I use, or you want to check them out, rigbooks.com, and well, I'll leave a link in the description. I'm no way affiliated with them. I did ask the owner, I emailed them and I said, hey man, if you get something worked out to where like I can give like a, because I don't really want to show everybody, like I was gonna do like a screen share of my, you know, my me using myself like I did with the DAT Loadboard, and I was gonna do it with but it has all my financials on there and other important factors, and some people might, you know, who knows what people can do with that. So I didn't really want to get too detailed with that, but so I asked him. He said he's gonna try to put something together, but like I said, I'm not affiliated with them. I don't get paid by them. I'm gonna leave that link if any of you do want to check out accounting software to get a hold of your business on a daily basis and start putting that money in your pocket. I'm gonna do another video soon. I'm trying to debate. I might do a video with Kevin Rutherford if I can get on his show like I did with that other one, or I just might do it because I'm thinking I'm a little ahead of myself, but I'm debating what I should do about this truck. You know, do I keep for a year, get more equity into it, and then trade it off for a newer truck, less miles, and a better engine, a more reliable engine? I would love to have a 1,000,000-miler engine, man. That way I can just, you know, retire with that bad boy. And but yeah, so that's something I want to ask Kevin on his show. You know, if you guys have any thoughts of what truck I should buy next, and you know, trade this ProStar in for an upgrade in a year, or sometime after January. It's either I'm gonna pay this sucker off and operate debt free and just hold my fingers until she goes, or I would love to buy like a 50, you know, probably buy a, you know, a $50,000-$60,000 truck and then slowly upgrade, you know, to like a dream truck eventually. But you know, you gotta start somewhere. So I had to start with this girl, and she's, you know, done me pretty well, 40,000 in profit my first quarter. So that can change, man. You know, she could blow an engine and it could ruin my business. Hopefully at that point I'm set up better, or I have enough put away to where I can withstand that. But you know, it is what it is. You got to take risk in life, calculated risk, but you got to take risks for the reward, and I'm willing to do that. So stay tuned for my next video. Thank you for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that ding button down below, and subscribe to the channel and check out my next videos. Peace.